What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Movie Files. Joining me, as always, is little brother Jace, Bro Shot. We are one day away from your birthday. Happy early birthday!
Yay! Thank you, bro. How's it going?
Cooling. It's I'm almost back into the flow of things, even though my body's like, yo, dude, it's getting up early for the birds.
Birds.
And literally for the birds. I'm getting up the same time as they are.
They're like, hey, what's up, bud? Going to work? Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So we're doing that. And but yeah, almost back at the speed. I really made it right before the final gun with Andor season 2, episode 3. Because I couldn't stay awake for 3 hours I could stay awake till midnight to watch those 3 episodes. I don't know why they chose 3. It started at 9:00. What was going on with that?
I was wondering because I saw like they had released on like StarWars.com, like on Instagram. They said, hey, we're gonna release them in 3-episode batches. Like, okay, cool. Are you starting at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock? Nah, 9 o'clock. I get it works real well for the West Coast, but the rest of us can we get that to 7 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock?
Yeah. Wow. I was happy to watch one. I was like, 9 o'clock is late. Well, it's not late, but it's late because it's like, all right, I gotta write up this joint. And you get to the next one, it's like, nah, I was tired anyway. Probably next week I'll be able to do this a little bit easier, but this week was not happening.
This is getting back in the swing of things, yeah.
Absolutely. And I was not. I was like, killer, out of your full minds. Well, since we're here, wait, before we get into it, let's say what's up to everybody. What do you say?
Talk to the folks.
Absolutely. James LaParce is here. Interesting topic. Looking forward to it. Thank the early birthday guy. Yeah. I was like, hey, what do you want to talk about? And I think it was inspired by last week's conversation. James Green, what's up, movie crew? What's up, James? Chief should be here this week. He had a situation. Maybe I'll tell y'all about it. Last week. That's why we didn't see him. David Thanos, what's up, fellas? Loving the topic. Absolutely. Jason come up with some bangers too. Blake Tarpley's here. What up, Lyles Movie Followers? Jeff Chase, Chief, and sometimes Norris. Norris is normally here on time. So if he's not here right now, he's not. This won't be one of those sometimes. King Collector, the king is in the building. What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Angela Jenkins, what's going on? I'm starring your comic because that's a great one. Ski Raiders here. Do you see? It's a
salute in 100%.
What's up, Ski Raider? I don't know why mine won't show that.
It's weird because if you look at it on the YouTube dashboard, it shows up. And on our dashboard, it shows it's just from your recording side. It doesn't. It's super weird.
Interesting. Okay. All right. What's up, Angela Jenkins? So shout out to you. James, I'm going to give you my thoughts on Predator in just a second. But first, he is back. Last week was a mere blip in the road. It's the man, the myth, the legend himself. I am shocked at his attire because I figured he'd be all up in pre-draft central gear, have a big board, a whiteboard with stars behind him, and like which player is his G-Man going to pick first? I'm talking about Chief. What's up?
What's going on?
The board's right in front of him. What are you talking about? It's like the monitor's there, but the board, the whole wall is full of draft analysis, a breakdown of player 1 through 650 possible draftees. I mean,
I see what's going on tonight. I see what it is.
What would that be, sir?
I come, one episode not made, boy. I tell you, it's rough out here. Huh?
We missed you last week.
And yet it still was a bomb episode. You know what I mean? So,
there's a lot of
you know what I mean?
That's what Mel Kiper told him.
We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see, man. We I'm gonna be, I'm gonna watch everything tomorrow. I will be sitting in front of the big screen.
Nice.
When we pick up Abdul, hopefully. Why that, Jace? Why the Abdul Carter is what I want?
That would be the smart way to go. So you know that's not where you're going.
Dude, we're not going to pick up a quarterback.
You shouldn't.
And Travis Hunter is the other guy that we may get. If it's not going to be Abdul, it'll be Travis. But I don't really want Travis. So
you guys don't need another wide receiver, technically.
I think they're going to turn him into a cornerback, actually. But I just
if you were him, I'm looking at the numbers. I'm going to be playing wide receiver because they get paid more than cornerbacks.
Unless you're a really good cornerback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he's a better wide receiver than he is corner. So
I mean, let's say a cornerback, he will get, if he's really good, he will get less work, which will kind of, he's not that good, even though quarterbacks aren't throwing at him. I mean, kind of like the Darrelle Revis effect. It's like, he's not that good. Well, that's because quarterbacks aren't stupid.
That was one hell of a rib by the Revis.
He did pay though. Hey, David Thanos wants to know, Chief, did you use your PTO to watch
Thanos, man, off the break? Off the break, man. Listen,
man. He was like, hey, what's up with your draft board? This is the second salvo across the bow.
I'll be back, fellas. I'll be back. Give me 2 minutes.
Mark, hey, what's up? How are you, man? Blake says, I would say Chief didn't use his PTO more than he used all the energy he can. Sometimes that's what happens, Blake. All right, well, Chief is not here. Let's talk about Andor, because I know he didn't watch the show for multiple reasons. The lack of lightsabers, the fact that he already knows what happened to Cassian. But it just finished, like, just moments before 8:05. I was like, hopefully there are legit 10 minutes worth of credits. And there's a post-credit scene, I'm short. So these first 3 episodes were interesting. I felt like they stuck pretty true to the formula. First episode set up a bunch. Third one, the payoff for it. The payoff wasn't as strong as some of the other ones, but it's the first 3 episodes. I don't need it to be the best 3. So, this could be the weakest one. I'm fine. So we pick up a year later. Cassian is much further along to being the Cassian we saw in Rogue One. He's talking to this Imperial defector. She's going to help him steal a TIE Avenger. That's a cool name. I think it's a little bit cooler than TIE Fighter, but they both are cool. And I love the fact he gets in there. He doesn't know what the heck he's doing, because so often it's like with Rey. She's piloting a Millennium Falcon like she's been piloting this thing for years. I like the fact that Cassian had this learning curve where he was like, what am I doing? He's moving all around like he's watching Logan out of Run Mills, getting shaken all around, stirred, and firing. It's like, yes, this is good. It was funny in the sense that it wasn't like, but it was like, thank you. Finally, we see something where our hero doesn't know everything right away. And it just fit in with him. And then, try not to do this whole spoiler thing for everybody who hadn't watched all of it. What's up, Michael Solis? But I think at that point, that was in the 3 episodes, Cassian's high point. The rest of it, pretty lame. And I thought overall, the 3 episodes were solid. But I think the biggest reason I wasn't like, oh man, I can't wait till next week, was because the main character had the worst subplot of everybody. And Cassian's our dude, where if some action's going down, it's going to be from Cassian, not from anybody else. So it's just like, oh man, his subplot was horrible.
Lame. No. I'm gonna cut you off because you're being way too nice on this.
It's horrible.
It was lame. It was so freaking boring. I'm not gonna general. I'm going to generalize. For the first 2 episodes, I'm just like, I get where you're going, but this doesn't need to be stretched out over 3 episodes. We expect him. He's been a year in the rebellion. He's smarter than this. Why am I dragging this out 2 episodes?
Apparently not.
I mean, and even when they wrapped it up, it's like, oh, That's all this was for.
Yeah, it was like, wow. And I've gotta say that for spending all that time with those squabbling housewife rebels, it was like, why did we spend any time with them if this is the payoff for it? It was really bad. I did not enjoy it. I did like the rare few moments where Cassian would kind of go, hey, maybe we should try this. Maybe we should just, I like that. The rest of it was like, gosh, this is.
And the weird thing is because of how there's 20 subplots going on in this show. At the same time, it was, all right, how about we just spend a couple extra minutes on this and not space it out and then feel like, all right, he's making some progress. Because we're going to go to the 3 other subplots and then, hey, did you do this? And then we jump back to the other subplots. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't care if these dudes are starving. Like, if he was probably in 30 minutes of that show over 3 episodes, I was like, y'all could have cut this. There was that also, you can go into your next point now. Because I also have thoughts about the rest of the 3 episodes.
Okay, so what's up, Ski Raider? Saw episode 1 was mad annoyed what Andor is going through. Yeah, I didn't understand the point because if he were like making more of that happen, I would have dug it. But the fact that it was kind of like oh man, he was savvy, but this would have happened eventually anyway. I just felt like, what's the point? So that drug on way too long. Now my Disney Plus was acting weird, just a little bit weird. I guess everyone was getting on to watch it at the same time. And it was like crashing their deal. And I was like, what are you doing? So I have that on my dummy of the week, David. So I wonder, did they do a recap from last season? Because I normally skip those, but did they?
I'm not sure. I can't guarantee.
It was 2022 the last time the show's been on. And I didn't realize it had been that long.
No. They didn't do a recap on the show. They created a whole new show, quote unquote, of recapping what happened on season 1.
That's homework. And I know we complain about that when other people do it, but when you go basically 3 years between your last show and you pick right up with all the subplots, like, hey, and it's a year later into those subplots and all these different characters, it sure would have been nice to have some sort of like, hey, here's what's going on. And it just felt like they assumed people were watching Andor season 1 and going right to season 2. Because I was like, wait, who's this? What are they doing? What's happening? It was like, and I'm in the Star Wars. I can imagine somebody coming in cold to the show and going, yeah, I can't watch this. This is too inaccessible. And I was just like, what's going on with Mon Mothma? Why do I care about her daughter, Sansa? Gosh. And her husband. I mean, I thought the most exciting development in these 3 episodes was seeing Krennic show back up and making him watch that marketing video. And then here's what we're gonna do about it.
That was 100% the most exciting thing because that was actually moving the story along. Like, as shady as he was doing, it's like, hey, remember the Imperial agent that we spent time on? Yeah, she actually has a purpose now. Krennic, what are you coming back? Nah, that was it. Catch you in the next 3 episodes. You got 5 minutes of it. Like, and we're gonna skip another year after this one. I'm not understanding. Like, this 3 episode represented a year, and then we're going to another year after this. Bad calls.
Okay. Let's see what else did I want to talk about. Now it was wild because the next most interesting thing was Dedra, and I didn't like Dedra at all last season. But Dedra actually coming up with a plan to destroy the whole planet so the Empire could strip mine it. Solid. And the fact that she's on Krennic's radar.
Why didn't we spend any time on that?
I mean,
because
we need to see Mon Mothma doing her thing.
Oh my God, I did not need to see drunk Mon Mothma dancing for the last 5 minutes of this episode. I mean, 3 episodes. This is what is going to tell you why this show is so great. It almost felt like they were reading their own press. Our 3rd episode's awesome. Don't worry about it. And didn't actually make a great episode. great third episode. Like, oh, her buddy, her childhood friend hooked her up with the smuggler kind of rogue. Hey, he's getting a little loose lip, might need some cash. Luthen said, hey, he might be leaving here. Okay, we could have done that in one episode. We did not need to stretch a wedding for 3 episodes.
Man, you really seem annoyed by this.
I mean, because I was looking forward to 3 episodes of Andor, because the third one was always that really good action thing that happens. Our action was not as good. We lost a character. I liked the character that we lost. And
man, really need to just.
Well, I mean, hey, if anything, I appreciated they reminded you how bad the Empire is. Like, this one was no BS. These guys are scum, and they've been taking advantage of people for years. I appreciated that. It's like, these guys are a fascist government. They've been running roughshod over everybody, and unfortunately, we had to see one very bad visual moment. But I loved, what's her name?
Bix
did the right thing. Good job, Bix. Like, that's what I wanted to see.
Hey, also, Bix saved herself. That's saving yourself.
That's saving yourself.
And Bix is cool. I always enjoy seeing her on screen. And but I thought her arc was cool. And you know, what they were doing over there trying to escape them, it was really interesting because they've been working on this, but it felt like a weirdly timely subplot. Undocumented getting rounded up by the Empire. But it was just like, why is casting the subplot so bad? And anyway, so we got all this stuff going on. Some things will happen. My next favorite deal was Dedra chewing out Cyril's mama. I actually like that because I didn't like Dedra, but her getting into his mom, and the dude was like laying on the bed. That was hilarious. Like, that
was so bad.
He was having a real meltdown. But that lady was a terror at the dinner table. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have OCD, but it's driving me nuts. Like,
you know, funny thing about that scene? As soon as I heard her talking for 5 seconds, I'm like, fast forward. I don't want to. I was so annoyed. I'm like, it's annoying. Like, I get where he's still got these issues with this lady. Like, so you're hooking up with the senior intelligence officer, and you're still worried about how you got here? Like, don't you know what the Empire is all about? Screw them. Like, come on. So yeah, I was like, I got Supernatural to watch. Like, come on, let's get with it, guys. Come on.
What's up, Ryan? All right, Chief. Jace has finished ranting. Any chance have you seen Andor?
No.
Okay.
Still no.
Can I ask you a thing? Would you do you need to watch all 3 episodes of this season of our first 3 episodes of Andor?
I'm reviewing them. I finished the second one, and the third one is in notes form. Hopefully I get it posted today. But no, that second one you could skip unless you really just want to watch quality acting. That was it. Because anytime Stellan Skarsgård and Genevieve O'Reilly interact, it's solid stuff. Bix is good. That whole crew on the grading planet, that was good. Cassian's fine, but he was just in a lousy subplot. But you didn't have to watch it. You can get the whole story from a recap, like you did indeed say. But yeah, so that was Andor. And Ryan said, hey, don't spoil Sinners if there's anything weird or supernatural.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping to see that soon. So.
Wow, you didn't see it yet. Maybe you could do that for your birthday tomorrow. Did you take off from work?
I made the call. I got bored of work. I was like, I'm done with it. I'm over this.
There you go. You made the right call, Ripley.
I was over.
Oh, we're gonna have a little Sinners talk. I'm just gonna ask Chief to put on his spoiler-free hat. All right, so Chief, I was telling them about Sinners in the most cinephile way possible last week. Now we need you to break it down Dusty Rhodes style, baby, if you will.
Man, I can't be on a Sinners free spoiler hat, so I can't give you nothing. And I'm a little irritated that y'all haven't seen it yet. Ryan, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? The joint been out since a week, bro. What are you doing, man? Why haven't you driven down to your local cinema and checked this joint out? And Jason, I don't even want to look at you. I don't even want to look at this. The name of the show has your last name in the show. This is the things that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have seen. I've seen Sinners twice.
Wow, you've actually seen the movie twice.
And then I went and I saw it again. So that's 1 and 1, which is 2. Twice. I don't know what y'all doing, man. I don't know what y'all doing. I feel like, you know what I mean?
That math lesson was on point.
Yeah, I had to give it to him because I'm like, man, if you ain't seen Sinners yet, it's a problem. Get out there, man. Get out there.
Yeah,
that's a high recommendation from Chief.
You know,
it was much better than Dang Decent.
Chief.
Huh?
Now, when we saw it, you were like, yeah, you know, I don't know if it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes fresh. Did you get any more out of it seeing it the second time?
So, of course, during the second time, you pick up little things about the characters and little things that you missed the first time, right? Now, I wouldn't say 100% no on Rotten Tomatoes. But it was a damn good movie. A damn good movie. And I hadn't seen a damn good movie in a long time. Like, I've seen movies that I wanted to watch and I've enjoyed, but this movie was damn good. You know what I mean? So yeah, when the damn and the good come together, whoo, boy. And this is a must see. It's a must see, man. Especially if you like Delroy and with Haley and you're a Ryan Coogler fan.
Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, well, I mean, who don't like Michael B. Jordan? You know, he's one of those guys that pretty much everybody. You know what, Thanos, man? We're about to pull you from the chat. We're gonna let you view live movie files 3 days after it 3 days after it airs. You know what I mean? Somebody take his keyboard away. Like you just oh yeah, I'm gonna get the movie, man. I'm definitely gonna get the movie. So I'll probably buy it from Amazon on the 4K thing, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be in my rotation. It was
all right, Ryan says, I know this sounds like a fake list of excuses, and I see the movie, but I'm traveling for 2 days visiting some parents. Oh, sorry to hear that. Impossible food poisoning. That's not great. Now, are you feeling better now?
The traveling, I understand. The sick parents, I definitely understand. But bring you in a little poop bucket. Go to the back of the movie theater, man. And you know, when you feel it going, just slip on your bucket. If you're the only one back there, bro. And then that way you can still see the movie and do what you need to do. You know what I mean? And the best thing about the poop bucket is you can leave it there. There's somebody that cleans the theater after every time. You know what I mean?
Order the best thing. This is
order a large popcorn, no popcorn, and there you go.
So you just want a bucket?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like we need to have film security in there just to see what this person's doing with this said bucket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now don't do that. You don't want to be walking around with the a weird bottom. And what was good about it, man? The acting was good. The music was good.
Okay.
It was funny. It had its I guess I could say scary parts without ruining the movie, right? Scary parts.
Absolutely. It's in the trailer.
It had its gotcha moments. And it like for a guy who's not a cinephile, it was just well shot. It was well shot, man. Like the way they did it, and then
wait. So that's what you were doing last week. You were getting your online cinemaphile degree.
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
All right.
So it was well shot, man. The way the camera moves through the crowds and certain things, certain shots, you're gonna be like, man, that's what's up. And then it's just a good story, man. That's the other thing about it. It's just a good story. So you know, it's just a whole plethora of things that just really good about it.
Oh, man.
And yeah, plethora. You know what I mean?
It could, but those two, I mean, that partnership is just gonna keep providing awesome movies. And I'm down for anything they want to do together at this point. It doesn't even matter. They'll just say, "Oh, it's a Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan movie." I don't need to hear anything else. I'm watching the movie. And that was basically how I approached Sinners. I need to know anything. I was like, I'm down. I got a little bit of information. I was like, that's all I need to see. I didn't see a trailer. I didn't see any of it. I was like, that's all I needed to know. Those two are making their latest movie. They haven't bombed yet, and it's been great.
Yeah, it's been real. It was real good, man. So King Collector, I hope that got you, man.
King Collector asked a question. I want to answer it, then I want to hear what you would say about that. King Collector is not. It's like 1/3 of a horror movie. And typically with a horror movie, and Chief is our resident evil horror movie expert, so he can tell you, like, for a horror movie, it's just there may be some comedy. It may be a little hoo-ha, but a horror movie is like locked into its horror roots. Like, it is not deviating from it. With Sinners, there's so much more to it, where the music is a really huge part of it, where it has nothing to do with any horror aspects. It's just, here's the music. And sometimes that gets played in a horrific kind of manner, but it's about the music. And other parts, it's just like a cool drama. It's a not crime. It's a kind of inspirational deal. And it's like, oh man, people come and mess it up as usual. And I think like I say a sliver, but like 1/3 of it is that horror movie aspect. But there's so much more to it than just, oh, it's a horror movie. If it was just a horror movie, it'd be a really great horror movie. But it's so much more. It's like a great horror movie, a great musical, a great well-acted drama. So you put all them together, you get Sinners. Chief, what would you say about that?
I would say that it's a little bit of a love story. It's a little bit of a drama. It's a little bit of a comedy. It's a little bit of a gangster movie. It's a little bit of a documentary. It's a little bit of horror. So it's got all those elements to it. And
I would say if you're not okay.
Like there's no and I like the it's yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. And you know what, man? And they take time to develop the characters too. It's not just characters that you don't like. You kind of care about the characters in a sense, man, as you're going through it. It's a. You ever read a Stephen King book? Because reason I don't read Stephen King books, I'm more of a Dean Koontz fan, is because you're kind of like 600 pages in, and he's still developing the characters. Ain't nothing really happened, but you know everything about the character. So then when stuff starts kicking off, you're like, oh no, I really liked Bobby, So I feel like it wasn't the way King does his movies, but you did get a background on the characters. You did get a feel for the characters. So when things start to take a speedier pace and certain things start to happen, you feel the characters and you cheer for the characters. So I think you'll enjoy it.
So I would say that in a lot of horror movies, they fit in certain archetypes. Here's the jock, here's the pretty girl, here's the funny guy, here's the stoner, here's the sarcastic nerdy girl, and they just fit into these slots. And Sinners is just like, here you go. They feel like people. And the last thing I wanted to say is that if you're like, I don't know if I like horror, I think this is still a really good movie. And it definitely does have some horror elements. I do not want anybody to go, whoa, this got violent. It does have that, but it's really, I mean, it's not the huge part of the movie. And David Thanos says Chief Dean Koontz is the man, but great work so far. And he does want to know this, though. Are we going to get the same in depth from Superman and Fantastic Four?
You must be talking to y'all. Because
hey, Chief, we had the giveaway contest when you were away last week. It was go see Fantastic Four and Superman with Chief. We had 5,000 views. It's amazing.
You know what? I know that is not true because I tried to get them to come with me last week and they were like, "Nah, we're not going to watch a movie with you, Chief." So it was fine. I'm okay with that. You know, I know you thought my feelings were going to be hurt, but they weren't. I slept well that night, knowing that nobody wanted to go see Superman with me. So, but yeah, Dean Koontz is the man. But I think you'll like Sinners. I think you like Sinners.
Ryan says Stephen King puts his characters in volatile situations where things can turn horrific, and then he drops in an evil entity to light the match.
Yeah, I mean, I've read a lot of his books, man. I mean, I don't, I just. Like I could think of Tommyknockers from Off the Bright. And I just remember, I remember I was way into the book. And like nothing had me on Tommyknockers. I was like, man, is something going to happen? He just sets up. He takes a long while to set up what he's going to set up. Now, once everything gets to cracking, it goes down, but it's a long setup where Dean Koontz kind of jumps into it. You're going to get a feel for the characters, of course, but at the same time, there's stuff happening. So
there is stuff happening.
Yeah, stuff happening. You good, Jace? How you doing, man? I see you got a nice little fresh cut and everything. Oh, you going out tomorrow?
It's my birthday, man.
Yeah, you doing it real big. You going to wear some shoes?
I was going to cue you up for it, actually, Chief, but you just got it on your own.
I'll watch a movie,
Oh yeah. Where y'all going?
I don't know.
I remember before you got married, we all used to do something together. Now y'all just going on your own, huh?
I mean, Jeff, why did you bring him back?
Yeah.
I mean, you talking about Thanos, so like, why did we bring you back for this conversation?
Look, I had to get him, man. I had to get him. You know what I mean? The last one was Fridays.
And you know where the last time Fridays has been around?
That Fridays is still there.
There was no Fridays there.
That was close.
Bowie?
Gone.
When did it go?
A while
years ago.
Oh.
I don't know if it survived the pandemic.
Well, where y'all going? Where y'all going?
I have no control of these things. I'm just a passenger.
Okay. Well, text me wherever you're going, man, so I can come in and throw an egg at y'all and run out.
I know the egg's coming from you.
No, it's gonna be boiled. I ain't gonna ruin it like that for you.
Oh man, you know them eggs cost a little bit of money. I don't think you're really gonna do it.
Oh man, I'm getting an egg from Jeff's house. I know he's got plenty of them.
Yeah,
he's got the chicken farm in the back. You just get one from him.
Right. Oh shoot.
Let's see. Do I want to go with anywhere else before I get into this? Let's see.
Got your other TV show?
Sounds like was good, Brian.
That woman is getting in the way.
Which one doesn't? Name one that doesn't. If you can find one that doesn't, you know what I mean? Tell her to tune in next week to Lyle's Movie 5.
Telephone number of Chief.
Right. Listen, she's they will get in the way of fun, man. You know what I mean? But luckily for me, I don't go anywhere anymore. I'm in the house. My fun days. You know what I mean?
You're getting in the way of your own fun now.
Yeah, I'm in the way of my own fun nowadays. You know what I mean?
Oh man!
Like, you going out there? I ain't going out there. Right. I go and I close the fence itself. I don't even try to hop it or nothing. If I see it open, I just let me close this gate.
That's the entry to fun. Let me close this up.
Right.
So funny thing. I was watching WrestleMania Sunday. Yeah, of course. Sunday night. And midway through, Jace goes, "Did you watch The Last of Us?" And I could hear the inflection. I mean, it's just like a straight up text. But I'm like, oh, no. And then I somehow managed to avoid anything about the episode. I went on to Twitter and saw my guy, Dan Yoon from the Marvel Legends marketing team say, I don't delve into spoiler territory, but that episode of The Last of Us really got me. I'm like, oh, that's right. I still haven't watched the episode of The Last of Us. Yeah, because I was and all kinds of thoughts about WrestleMania. And I was reading all these comments to see what other people thought of that. And fortunately, those two did not intersect because, like I thought, you got to watch one or the other. You can't do both at the same time. So the wrestling folks were not going, this is as bad as what happened on The Last of Us. No. Oh my gosh. How did you get yours already? I'm still waiting for mine from Hasbro to ship. And Krennic, who came out, I'm pretty sure for pre-order after Banshee, he's on his way, but Banshee is screaming to be let out. All right. How do we do this? Chief, have you watched The Last of Us?
I have watched it.
Okay. And Jace, I know you watched it. So all right. Really quickly in the comments, if y'all watch this thing, or if you don't want us to talk about it in full-on spoiler detail, let us know. While I continue setting up this episode. I will say that after watching the episode, I started looking around. What? Oh, you did? Oh, it's time for me to check my email, Ryan. I did start looking around right away to figure out who had The Last of Us Part 2 on PlayStation 4 for the cheapest price possible. Because I was that close from just putting it onto my PS4 digitally, but I still don't trust them. And I was like, oh man.
Wait, half the games I buy now are on digital.
What'd you say?
PS4. So you probably don't have the space.
No, I don't have the space. Also, still can't trust it.
Well,
the
thing about the good thing is when you get it on PS Network, you keep the stuff in your library, so it's not like you're renting it. You actually own the product. And that's in that download library. It's like, because I got stuff on the PS4 I'm downloading to the PS5. So
I did just get my email. Banshee is shipping soon. Gosh, still not even gone yet. Okay, sorry. All right, anyway, this is not Fear Fest. And it was definitely after I watched the episode, I was like, man, I wish I had played the game and experienced that first. Because wow, when it happens when I played through it now, I was like, yeah, I know this is coming. This is so bad.
Yeah, because I don't think we've had a video game that has been faithfully adapted. Again, I don't know if Last of Us has been faithfully adapted, but it seems like after the first game, everybody's like, yeah, this happens in the game.
Basically the biggest difference have really been outfits. Like, hey, this dude's just wearing a white shirt. Here in the show, he's wearing a full, geared up vest and t-shirt underneath, and he's got a back. I mean, it's like that everything.
They're also like, it's Wyoming. We're not trying to be out here having our actors sick for this. Yeah. But
maybe I need to do that because
they sell the. I got a couple of them.
You got the SSD sticks?
No, it's a big ass brick. It comes especially for the PS.
Oh, really?
PlayStation. It's like a blue brick. And I think it's got like 4 terabytes on it.
Oh, wow. Actual game system housing device for memory.
Oh,
you got to let me know how much that is and where you get it from, because that sounds intriguing. Because it's like, you're out of memory. Thanks. Tell me something new.
Like, you're going to need to update too.
Of course. Yeah, of course. But this episode, wow. So let's go into everything except for the spoiler part. Okay. That final spoiler part. This show was very different than last week for you. I was like, this show was great, excellent. Didn't have a problem with any episode last season. So if they have a little speed bump last week, I don't care. I trust in the process of this show. That trust was immediately like, hey, dude, we got you. Come on. It's us, Last of Us. So great. I mean, this episode was one of my favorite TV experiences I've watched. I had to look up the episode of Game of Thrones that it reminded me of, Hard Home. And then I was like, man, this is like when Rick and his crew are in that semicircle and Negan's like, one of y'all are getting bashed in the head. Where I was like, oh my gosh, all of this is happening. And I just felt like, whoa. But let's talk. I'm not going to get to that final act, but let's talk about how, Chief, every time you watch one of these zombie walker shows, they do stupid stuff. They're like, oh, we'll let those zombies in the distance. We'll ignore them. Let's walk away from them. And all of a sudden, they trip and fall, and the zombie they ignore comes and starts gnawing on them. Or they go, I'll let this person live. And later on, that person kills them. And, oh, man, look, there's zombies there. Maybe if we can hop over this railing. And it's just like, why? Not with The Last of Us. These guys actually felt like real people doing realistic, smart things. They're like, hey, I joked last week. These jokers need to get on it because they've got these branches coming through the pipes. Nobody's going to want to work on January 1st, but they actually were. They were on it. They were back in the pipes. Like, we got to get rid of this stuff. And hey, we heard some walkers, I don't remember what they call them, infected, whatever, are underneath the snow on patrol. We need to make sure that is not a widespread thing. Let's go around and do patrols. If you see more, come back. And if this gets as bad and out of control as we think, let's go over our emergency procedures because we actually have them. And the emergency procedures were dope. Tommy was like, y'all can laugh at me later. Y'all can clown if I'm exaggerating or if I'm overreacting. But just in case, let's make sure we have it covered. And oh my gosh, I text Jace midway through, long before all that craziness that happens later on. I was like, this plan is amazing. They're actually doing stuff. We've got little oil cans to launch on a little catapult system. We're going to shoot them and blow them up. Nice. We're going to have snipers all up on the gate walk area. We're going to snipe them out. And then we're going to put a truck. I think I maybe put a few more pieces of wood, but I understood. I mean, they loaded it up and barricade the gate. Smart. Women and children, because you all, not women, old people and children, y'all going to slow us down. Go downstairs, hide yourself, barricade yourselves. Don't come up, no matter what you hear. And we're going to have flamethrowers. And then also, we're going to have attack dogs ready. I'm like, these guys were on it. Chief, what did you think about everything that they were doing, though?
Yeah, they had a preparation. They had they prepared well. You know what I mean? But they had to have a contingency plan. It would have been stupid if they, this isn't the Walking Dead, where they have no idea what they want to do when the walkers come. You know what I mean? Because you always be like, what? So they did their thing, man. They fortified. Ammo was ready. Guns at the ready.
Right.
People on the wall. So You know, and they even had some cowards in the bunch, some realistic things. You know, every once in a while you're gonna get a couple of cowards.
Exactly. They're not everybody's an action hero. We're gonna stand to them like,
right.
No, I'm out.
Right. So that was good, man. I honestly, man, you know, I'm starting to hate old girl. And I started to hate her from the first episode. I was like, I don't like her character anymore. So
yeah, that's right. You were here because Jace was going off on her last week.
Yeah.
Who's a jerk?
I was like, yo, Shorty, yeah. So I wasn't feeling her. So you know, but you know, it was a good episode, man. Both episodes were good. You know, and then and I didn't like how, you know, the hard-headedness of her. You can't tell her nothing. And then in that regime, man, because of the way they do things, because of the way they prepare, you have to have people who follow orders. And when you don't follow orders, things happen. And you know, and as we saw, you know, some things did kind of go down when she didn't follow orders. You know.
Now, so without talking about the spoiler, but about that. So I was all over this when I was talking to Jace after watching it. I was like, in the first episode, they did a great job of foreshadowing this. She comes up on a walker and it's like, ha, ha, and she's not taking it serious at all. She's not doing I got my gun, I see it, bam. She's just like chilling, not really prepared. Oh, I think I'll take my knife. Her cavalier attitude toward it almost got her killed or bit then, but it doesn't matter because I'm invulnerable to bites. It didn't do anything to me. And she fell through the floor and almost got killed by the other one. But I really liked how it tied in to last week's or to Sunday's episode, because it was like, yeah, see, if you were on it, if you were locked in, hey, I hear noise, I need to be on super high alert, and I don't need to react. I don't need to go, oh, I need to come in guns blazing, because if she came in guns blazing, totally different story.
Oh, just with a better tactic. I mean, she just, she's not as good as she thinks she is.
Right.
And that was proven. And it didn't take but a half a second for her to, find that out.
Right. She F-A-F-O.
Yep. And she, so she got what she deserved on that.
And Jace was saying last week that, this is the kind of thing where she's only going to learn when somebody close to her gets killed. And it was like, yep, well, there you go. And you learned the wrong way here. And unfortunately, it had to happen to somebody else. But that was really well done. I thought the cruel twist of fate kind of felt like something you would see on Game of Thrones. Irony. And how, oh man, I'm saving you, person who is gunning for me. And I was like, oh man. And there were so many different ways that could have gone, like so many different forks of the road if it just went this way and this thing happened, but it was just all coming together in the worst way possible. And I love that, because that really felt like stuff that was happening on Game of Thrones, where it's like, oh man, no. And I'm really curious to see what happens next. Like, this is a show where I think maybe for some people, Walking Dead, if certain things happen faster, the way they set up, they would have been all right, whatever, cool. But because of the way some things happen, and with Glenn in particular, like, I'm out. And it felt like that was a huge jumping off point for a lot of people. Eventually, after the war with what was Nega's crew called? Survivors?
Saviors,
right? Of course, thank you. After the war with the Saviors, the show got really good again. But yeah, it was really interesting, and I really am looking forward, because this show can manage without a few characters that you've cared about, and I'm really invested. Really want to see where it goes, because I was like, the plot armor is thick on some of these characters. They've got stuff to do, got to resolve some stuff. what's going to happen? I'm like, oh, shoot, what's going to happen now?
Yep. So it's going to be interesting going forward.
Absolutely. Ryan says early Game of Thrones or late stage Game of Thrones. So I am a full Game of Thrones fan. Just like I'm a full Lost fan. I know some people are like, Lost dropped the ball at the end. Loved it all the way through. Game of Thrones, I felt like they were telling us what was going on with a certain character. And that's probably because I never really liked Daenerys Khaleesi the whole way through because she seemed really privileged and, like, I've got this. And she was irritating me. So when her storyline continued on, I was like, see? But now Jason's playing you, Chief. He was upset about that. He's not here for the Khaleesi bashing.
Oh, but man, sometimes you got to disappear.
Absolutely. That's what Foster the people say. Really, I like this, and then but I feel like to your point, most of the stronger episodes of Game of Thrones were earlier in the run. Maybe Hard Home was the last great one before they started going to the final battle with the Walkers later on, and then what happens with my girl Ara settling old scores. But I really like this episode. I thought it was great and totally delivered. And maybe it was better that I didn't play the video game first because I got to watch without knowing what was going to happen. Much like I did with the Red Wedding, where if I'd read the book and know where they were going, I'm like, let's see. That was really a great version of it, but that surprise is like major. Chief, what do you think?
As far as compared to the Game of Thrones?
I mean, well, I was saying that, but where did you think this episode was? Was this the best one of the series so far?
Nah, the best episode of series was last year when they went to that town and those joints started calling. They was Kansas City or something, and them joints started coming up from under the ground.
Nothing good comes out of Kansas City.
And you saw that big one for the first time.
Oh, the bloater.
That was the best episode for me. Because they had like
two brothers.
They had the two girls who were twins or something. The one girl, it was a girl clicker, and she chased after her in the car. It was like the whole town got destroyed.
Yeah, no, I remember. They had the brothers with them still, right?
I don't remember who was. That was guy. It was my favorite episode. I don't remember who all was with it.
That was the last part of the brothers, if that wasn't one episode.
Yeah, but I was.
There were at least 2 episodes. All right,
right,
cool.
right. Yeah. The black guys.
Yeah.
I'm with you now. So
that one hurt. I was like, oh man, it's so great. That's probably my second favorite.
Yeah, so that was probably my favorite episode because I was like, because when they started pouring out, it almost reminded me of the Matrix, the last joint when those first started pouring out, like it was they were kind of trickling through. The Sentinels, and they were trickling through, and then all of a sudden it looked like somebody just squeezed them, and they just it kind of reminded me of that. They just flooded. I was like, they're in trouble.
You're in trouble now.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Jason's still working over there.
Yeah, he was working hard, man. He's got to beat the sweat and everything.
I'm waiting for my time. Don't worry.
All right. So, what did you think about this? How did this episode rank to you? Best in the series, one of the best TV shows you've seen. Like, where are you with it?
I think this is one of the top 3. I'll say that. The one with the one with the brothers was good. The one where they met up with the couple. The gay guys,
the two dudes,
the 2 dudes, like that was really good. And this one was really good because I think somebody mentioned it. I thought this was a preview for like the penultimate episode. Like I did not accept episode 2, and getting that in episode 2 was like, oh, okay. And it gave me a little more background of the Fireflies, which I wanted last week. It's like
you did say that.
Yep. And now I think it does. It actually. I want to say you don't need last week's episode, but you need to see because you want to see like Ellie, like, oh my gosh, like how am I dealing with her? And then after this week, you're like, okay, all right, I'm rocking with you a little bit. I don't know why, but I'm not gonna spoil why, but yeah, Okay, we got you.
Michael Solis, if you play the game, you're hoping that they gave you a season or two before this. We weren't done with that character yet. What they gave us just upset us, but in a good way. That I could definitely understand that, because I know Robert Kirkman, when he was talking about early on with Walking Dead, he really regretted how fast he killed off Shane in the comic book, watching how the show stretched that out. And I don't want to say drag because that's the wrong connotation for that, but how in the show they kept him around for a lot longer than he was in the comic. He is gone so fast. So is Carol, which is really wild. But those two characters who mean way more in the TV show, they're blips in the comic book. And I definitely am with you on that, because I was thinking like I had no idea, of course. And I was like, oh man, that was fast. So yeah. And because of that, I was like, whoa, because you get accustomed, especially with a second season of a show like this, where it's like, well, you just have certain expectations. It is totally changes everything with it, where I'm like, I don't know where they're going to go now, but they've done such a great job of developing characters and making you care about them that I'm still with you. Because some shows I'd have been out. Like, I'm done, never to return.
No, but here, and I always, when I'm trying to think how to frame this spoiler, but sometimes when you see it, you like a character, you're like, all right, like kind of like with me, Heroes. Oh, you guys killed off Nathan. Okay, cool. I'm done with you. And I didn't look back. But some good shows, hey, we can keep it going because there's a story you're going to be invested. Like when you see when Glenn dies, you're like, I'm in there. Come on. I don't know what's going on, but I'm here for the ride. I think this show is, again, as the last season, and it's a Robert Kirkman. I mean, no, this isn't a Robert Kirkman. No, this is a video game. So I'm intrigued to see where it's gonna go. I mean, and I got faith that, hey, this is gonna be fun. But also, I know we were talking about it after. This is one of those shows I actually do like watching the after show, kind of seeing how they come up with it. And the after one with this one, just like, okay, take a breath. I was very much what you had to do after this. It was, wow, that was cool. And especially after you saw that big battle, you're like, oh, wow, like there's some stakes in here. These guys were not, like you said, walkers. Like how everybody in Walking Dead was in denial that there was walkers. Every town that came on, I'm sure they'll never come here. It's like, how can y'all be this stupid? Like, we need a fence. If you have a fence, none of this happens. But it'll be fine. This one, we have this in this show. They were like, no, we know what's gonna happen. These aren't some little slow walkers. These dudes, these infected, will hog tail to catch you. Yeah. So having a plan, very much like, all right, yeah, this is a smart game.
The plan did work, King Collector. It worked just about as perfectly as they could have imagined and envisioned. And it was like, I think that's what made it so fun to watch, because it was like, I like watching smart characters have to work hard at something. I hate watching dumb characters get into situations they should have prepared for or possibly should have seen coming. And in a Walker universe, in a Walker world, you should always see them coming. And these guys were prepared. It had been a long time since Walkers came through, and they were ready. The drop, it was like, this is what we're doing. And they had everything. They had the sirens blaring. They were ready. And it was like, this is good. And this is what takes like an okay show to a great show, where the characters have to work hard to overcome something that they could have been prepared for. I mean, it could have been an okay show. I'm like, oh man, y'all were dumb. And I'd probably still watch, but this was like, this is the best way to do this.
I think another thing I really like, when there's certain elements of tension when you see a character, you don't know who it is. I mean, you're starting to think, hey, I'm getting invested and scared. And they get put in real danger. And it's like, I don't know if you're going to survive this.
Yeah.
I appreciated that. It was, okay, we know one person has plot armor.
Right.
We think we got multiple people. And they're like, you think you sure? Okay.
So is that what you think? Michael Solis. So I answer this for me, please. I was not joking about like I need to go get this game and play it ASAP. I figure next week it won't be anything major that's going to happen. But say if I get the game tomorrow and play it over the weekend without catching up to where the show is at this point, will I miss things or is there anything major like this until like the final boss or whatever? Yeah, final scene.
I hear you say this, but would you once you've invested in the medium of watching it in television, don't you want to stick with that until
I feel like this is a major one, so I think I'm pretty good. But I enjoyed playing that game. It was great. And it was really fun to go through it. And I think seeing it on a TV show was awesome in a totally different way. And I feel like this is like the thing where I'm like, okay, cool. Now I can play the game and have fun with it. All right, so let's go over some quick news, and I have to try to keep myself spoiler free and keep y'all spoiler free. Chief, I might have some passes for you about what's his face? Thunderbolts. We'll see.
Okay. I am seeing stuff online that this is probably one of the darker Marvel movies.
Perfect.
I'm actually like, I might not wait till it comes out on Disney Plus to watch this movie. So it may, maybe this is the one that's going to give everybody, revive everyone's faith in Marvel. They shouldn't have lost anything like that. Whatever.
All right, so let's see here. Is there anything else I want to talk about before we go to it? No, let's not worry about that. Let's see. And all right, so bro shot. Let's talk real fast about Star Wars Celebration. What were the highlights for you about it? Chief, I know there's gonna be some stuff you're excited about this one too.
Stuff I was excited about for Star Wars Celebration was when they were talking about Ahsoka Season 2. Said, hey, it's going to be a big battle. Going to see some returning characters. Going to see Chopper. Going to see Hera. More Hera. More Sabine. More Ezra. Zeb's coming at me, and we're getting the Rebels crew back. And Thrawn. And I think it was like, okay, cool. Like we're still going to Heir to the Empire. I don't care what you're saying. Like, I'm happy. So that was cool to me. What else? Again, just seeing like some of the interviews. That's always a highlight to me. I'll watch that all day on Friday. And Rosario Dawson really knows Star Wars, or she really did a great job of taking the cliff notes and telling her, well, all right, here's the things you need to remember. And you'll sound like a complete nerd, and everybody will love you. Or you're just like, she literally's like, yeah, like this scene where Max is here and with that, if you watch Rebels, then you go to here. It's like, okay, all right. Good job. So definitely definitely tip and a half for me.
Then we got a Darth Maul series coming.
That was the other thing. And because there was always that leak of what George Lucas was going to do with the prequel series. His version of the sequel trilogy.
Yes.
And it was going to be Darth Maul with his apprentice, Darth Talon. And they said, yeah, we're going to do something with animated like that. Like, you're going to see Darth Talon, finally. Because I still maintain they were never going to do her live action. I'm just like, yeah, get rid of that. It's never going to happen. I mean, possibly now they're going to open a door to, hey, we got a version of Darth Talon. So we'll see what happens. But got Sam Witwer voicing Darth Maul again. So I'm in.
Kenobi. Oh man, I've seen Leroy Jenkins, of course. Absolutely. Chief knows all about Leroy Jenkins. Yeah, that's my dummy of the week, so I'll hold that for later. All right, now's the time. Jace, explain, please, if you would, the topic we're breaking down tonight.
Okay, just as Jeff previously said, I got the idea from this from last week when Jeff said he was watching Sinners, and he said, "You know what, son? I really wish I could see this movie again for the first time." And as good as he's like, "Hey, I watched multiple viewings of this, and it'll be great." But that first time is just chef's kiss. Like, it's a beautiful moment, and I came up. I based on that, I was like, "What are some of the movies you wish you could see with your magical time machine? You can't do anything besides go to a theater. You can't play it. Call your booking. Call the Super Bowl numbers. You got all you can do is one time watch this movie in whatever way, however you were as a little kid or as an adult. How would you want to watch? I mean, these are the movies you would like to see again for the first time."
All right. Well, since this is your topic, why don't you go first with your first one?
Ooh, okay. Since I'm because I know there's gonna be some overlap, I'm gonna start my first one with The Hangover. Hangover first, because we had been deprived of good comedy movies for the longest time. It was just a valley. It was a valley desert. I mean, we had no water at all. It was just thirsty. And then we got The Hangover. It was Jeff, and one of our other friends. We laughed the whole freaking movie. It was like, this is what comedy movies used to be all the time for us. And it was so good. Just like hearing those jokes for the first time, just perfect. Like, oh, you mean the drug dealer wasn't a good guy? I mean, just like, because you can't when you anticipate it, it's still great. But hearing it the first time, you're like, I'm going to miss like 3 jokes after this because I'm still laughing at this. So that is my first movie that I wish I could see it the first time.
I didn't put Hangover. Did I put any comedies? No, I didn't, because I feel like in some cases, knowing what the punchline is going to be makes it, like The Hangover, that especially that line you mentioned, I'm like ready for it every time because he goes off, and I was just like, do it. And the sexual chocolate scene in Coming to America, I'm like, yes, here it goes. That boy good.
Again,
like, I don't know. I love it.
It amazes me because I, as I said, when you were going for spring break, I figured you had to remember that. Hey, Phil, Dr. Phil. Nope, I don't know you, kid. Get away from me. I thought you so had it in your mind. Get lost, kid.
See you later. Oops. Hey, Chief, what is your first one?
The Matrix.
What is The Matrix, Chief?
Man, let me tell you. That joint was such an original concept, bro. And I remember watching that movie like, gosh, damn, this movie is amazing. It was the first time, and I've seen it happen since then, but it was the first time, like, well, I've never seen it outside of the screenings that you go to with the press, where a theater clapped at the end of a movie. I mean, people were in that joint. I was like, oh, that movie was amazing. That movie was amazing. And just if I could see it again for the first time, that would be awesome, man. That movie was just, yeah. I mean, just crazy, bro. Oh.
I think the first time I saw that movie was watching it over was it Javon's mom's house, and she's got like his little brother's there. I'm just literally watching them like steady stream of obscenities, just like, oh my effing, like, just can't help. He's like, you can't do this in movies. This is awesome. So
that Matrix was on.
Whew.
Shoot, for me, watching the Matrix trailer was like, what is this? Because it was like, what is the Matrix? Like, what is it? This is amazing.
Like, no, tell us, what is
it? Angela, aliens.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's another one. I'm like, I love saying the dialogue with them. So
Aliens was a fantastic movie.
Yeah. The first one was more like, oh my gosh. Oh no, Dallas. Oh gosh. Like that was like, whoa.
I think the second one was better than the first one, though, honestly.
I agree. But the first one, I think, had more of a shock value to me in watching it because it was not playing out the way that it was supposed to. And because it's not, I mean, they don't set it up like Ripley's the main hero. I mean, the main character. It's all about Dallas. And I was like, whoa, our main character just got killed. Oh, it's Ripley. Oh, interesting. David Thanos says, Wedding Crashers. Oh, gosh. American Pie.
Yeah, Wedding Crashers is good.
That was on my list.
Right, and through Wedding Crashers, I learned to become a funeral crasher. So, because I realized that is a real thing, and I started funeral crashing for just several years. I didn't, but I would wear like on the weekend I would dress up, get a little suit, black suit, and then I would see if and then I would just join. Oh man, listen, it was wrong, but it was a hell of a time. So, and I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, the scene where they actually introduced funeral crashing, it's like, man, I can't tell if Chaz is it's just insane.
Hey, man, that grief does things to people, baby. It does things to people. So that is a real thing, and I'm telling you, it's real. You know what I mean?
I've lost it.
Hey, listen, I'm back, man. I realized I couldn't keep doing it. I was wrong.
That's why he stays at home now, folks.
That's why I'm home.
I've had too much.
That's why I'm home. But I crashed about 30 funerals. So, man.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna go like 8, 10.
I thought it was gonna be under 10.
No, I said about 7 years. Really? Oh boy.
We're chief during the skydiving. Accidentally.
You know what I mean? Be that shoulder. That was my motto. Be that shoulder.
All right, my first one is Unusual Suspects. That movie was so love the cast. I'd seen all of them except for Kevin Spacey and stuff, and I guess Benicio del Toro before. And I was like, what are we doing here? And it was so intriguing. Who is Kaiser Sose? What's going on? And that ending where the detective's piecing all them, I'm like, oh man, he was lying. That was just so like I felt like my jaw was open, like, no way. And then the walk changes. I'm like, oh man. So that one for sure. Because it's one of those movies, you watch it again over and over and just appreciate the acting and all the twists and turns. But that first reveal is like, wow.
Because in that last 5 minutes, you believe the cop. He's like, it was Keaton. Yeah, oh man, it was, man. I knew that dude was shady. He's the only one who could get Edie Falco. You're right.
It was
and then again, after that last 5 minutes, you're like, wait, what? Wait, no. Oh, whew. Oh man. Ma!
Straight up, absolutely.
Gosh.
Yeah. All right, bro shot. What's your next one?
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Woo. All right. Next one is going to be in honor of my birthday. It's going to be Happy Death Day.
Okay. Happy Death Day Happy Death Day was surprisingly good, bro. I went to that joint thinking it was going to be kind of campy, and I walked in that joint. I was like, oh, that was a good movie.
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
It's like, just the previous, like, oh, this could be, like you said, it was one of, it could be good. And then when you actually start watching it, it's like, oh, this is better than I thought. Okay, like, this is what I want to see. All right, good. And I probably will watch that tonight. We'll see what happens.
I'll call you at 12. Chief, what you got next?
I see somebody already hit it. Pulp Fiction. Man, Pulp was the greatest saying I've memorized every line from that movie, bro. It is. I mean, the lines were amazing. You know, I remember just watching that movie, man. Samuel L. Jackson, John Travolta. You know what I mean? That joint had me laughing. I still to this day use some of those things, man. You know, and to me that was Tarantino's best film. And I know people are gonna be like Kill Bill, but I don't think nothing beat the dialogue of Pulp Fiction, man. And it kind of reminded me of you and your boys riding down the street and y'all not talking about nothing. But you know what I mean? You know what they call a quarter pounder over there? It ain't a quarter pounder. Nah, they got the metric system over there. They don't even know what the hell a quarter pounder is. A Royale with cheese. A Royale with cheese. So you know it's the Wolf, man. They're about 30 minutes away. I'll be there in 10. See the Wolf coming around the corner. You know, it was just so many iconic lines. I'm a rough room Clyde Lamb. You know what I mean? And look at this towel. What if the man was to walk in and see his towel like this? This is the type of situation going to bring this thing to a head. You know what I mean? You saw me wash your hands. I saw you get them wet. You know, it's just, man, it was just, it was just classic, man. It was just classic dialogue. Movie was funny. It had action. It was just one of the greatest joints, man. Yeah, it's just, they're not even talking about nothing, man. It's just me and my boys getting somewhere, and we just, if you heard the conversation, you're like, that's what they're talking about? Yeah. You know what I mean? Who would win the fight? Hamburglar or Barney? Just nonsense. You know what I mean? But yeah, he fell. Look, Tony Rockahara, he fell through that. You know what I mean? So yeah. If you know who my Mia Wallace is? If she dies in my car, I'm a grease spot, and I'll be forced to tell them what happened here. It was just, man. Don't even get me started on Pope, because I'll hit the leave studio button, man, and start watching that joint right now. It's one of my favorite movies, man. I never got into Jackie Brown, man. I just Pulp was my be all end all.
I think if you watch Jackie Brown not expecting Pulp Fiction, you'll appreciate it more. Because the first time I watched it, I was like, but the second, third, whatever, because I have it in my collection now. So it's really enjoyable because the cast is always, that's always a hallmark of his films. And you can appreciate the characters, their motivations, and it's not like, all right, when did the guns start blazing? I think it's a better film to watch again. Not for the first time, but just to keep watching and see a little bit more of it. My next one, definitely going to continue with this theme here. Sixth Sense. It's a movie where, because you have the, I'm so smart. Now I see it all. But that first time, it's like, wow. Oh, man, you got me. And that was before M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, what's the twist? Where is it coming? You didn't get twists like that. It feels like that. At that point in time, I mean, there were directors like Hitchcock who would do things, but this one was like for our generation. Whoa! Wait a second. Mm-hmm. Oh man, and it all checks. But it's one of those where you cannot watch it with those innocent eyes any other time, because you know what you're looking for, and you see it. Yeah. Oh, I seen it, but when you don't know what you're looking for, it's amazing. It's just, that's one where I really wish I could, every time I watched it, I could watch it for the first time.
That's a good one. That's a good
one. He was fat. Hey, Simone, what's he gonna do? Oh,
right. That's a good one too. Old one of yours because I have it on my list. All right, let's see.
Oh, that's a good one.
Absolutely. Jace, what's up, bro? What's next?
My next one is going to be The Raid 2. Because you see The Raid the first time, you're like, wow, this is really good. And a lot of times we think a sequel is going to be good, especially, but you don't understand, hey, like, no, I got a way bigger budget. I can tell a whole hell of a lot more story. And you see that prison fight for the first time, you're just like, oh my gosh, why is this dude not directing every Hollywood action movie? Like, that thing was awesome. I mean, listen, the final fight scenes in that movie are freaking awesome. I mean, again, Chief, I know we keep trying to get you on The Raid, but if you can experience The Raid 2 for the first time, man, you are going to appreciate that.
Ryan Daly says, I wish I could watch The Dark Knight for the first time again because my experience was ruined by the guy behind me with the poop.
Hey, man, you got to go in with the empty theater, man. You can't just poop in the theater, man. And there's people in there. It's going to ruin the experience. You know what I mean?
That was bravo.
You know Ryan comes with him, bro.
He does every week. Oh, all right, Chief. What's your next one?
This is gonna be different, man. Probably because I know, but I love this movie, man, and I wish I could go see it for the first time, man. Because the one thing I always get it whenever somebody says the greater good, I always have to repeat it. The greater good, and that is Hot Fuzz. And man, let me tell you, man, the first time I watched this movie, I cried laughing the whole way through. From the moment he's like, let's see what the team I have to say about this. Goodbye. They were popping the champagne for him. It was just funny the whole way through, man. It was a great movie. It was hilarious, and I enjoyed the hell out of it, man. And I would love to go ahead and watch it again. I mean, I watch it every time it comes on, but I would love to watch it again from first time.
So Thanos, we're trying to see, and I need to check now if The Raid is on something we can all watch for a watch along, because I would love to see Chief's reaction to The Raid for the first time. First time viewing those films. So I'm gonna give mine, and then I'm gonna look to see if Raid's played somewhere because it's a new month, or maybe it's Raid or whatever. Kelly Cox says, "What's up, Kelly? By the way, Hot Fuzz roll on the floor funny."
It is, man. It is.
Where's Hot Fuzz?
Advanced.
When watch Hot Fuzz?
You never watched Hot Fuzz?
I watched Sean.
You never watched it either, Jeff?
No, I've watched that. Yeah,
Chase, you got to get in.
I mean, I watched, like I said, I watched Shaun of the Dead, and I was like,
No.
Yeah, that's kind of like,
Shaun of the Hot Fuzz is a million times funnier.
Okay,
they're not even on the same funny length. Hot Fuzz is just pure comedy with action around it. But when you watching that joint, you're gonna laugh like crazy, bro. It's just funny as hell.
No.
And I think you watch for free. You don't even gotta pay for Hot Fuzz no more. So yeah, go check it out, man. When you come back, you'll be like, yo, I laughed my ass off. And I was like, I told you would.
Okay.
Do you have Shudder, Chief?
The little horror joint?
Yeah.
I used to, because they used to make you pay for it. But I stopped paying for it. And because I'm a horror guy, but it was like, I don't know. I didn't watch it enough to pay the $9.99 a month or something for it.
Yeah.
So
Ryan says I thought Shaun of the Dead was good but overrated. Loved Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz, man.
David, that was good on you now.
Hey, I mean, again, I watch because I heard Shaun of the Dead was really good, so I watched that and I was like, oh well. Everybody says this was really good. I'm not gonna watch Hot Fuzz because they also said that was really good, so I'll pass.
That's not. This is not the same, brother. Trust me.
Not the same. All right, let's see where am I going now.
McLovin? You got your freaking name is McLovin? You didn't even have a first name, McLovin?
Let's see. Shocker, another big reveal movie. Scream. The first time I watched that movie, I was with two of my buddies in college, and we were watching it, and we were like, not loudly, but we were speculating who the killer was. Oh, it must be this person. What about this one? And it was fun because it was a really like interactive without being loud movie experience. And I feel like most of the people in the theater were kind of doing the same thing. Like, who's this? And it was really unique as a horror movie because we hadn't had snarky kids who'd grown up watching horror movies in a horror movie before. They're always dumb. And these kids grew up watching Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. So they knew what to do, what to avoid. And they were still falling into these pratfalls and problems. It was like, oh, I did trip. Where the hell's that? And because they had a level of intelligence for horror stuff, it made it so much more exciting. And then when I'm like, all right, well, it can't be him because he just got killed. Then we got the reveal and was like, never even considered this is a possibility. And it was just great. And that scene was like, whoa. And I was like, well, this can only be a one and done horror franchise. How wrong I was. But that first time watching Scream was so much fun. As it was like, I can't believe it. And it was just like,
yeah. And the fact is you saw how prominent Drew Barrymore was on that poster. Like, oh, she's oh gosh, the first one. Like, wait a minute. Like, it just your expectations were so okay. Now I'm in. I don't even know where we're going, but yes, sign me up.
And I think with the first, exactly, Jamie, because you watch it at home fun, but man, because it was like everybody's like laughing like you're supposed to, and the jump scares is like a communal whoa. And when people are getting killed, like you said with Drew Barrymore, she was a big star in this movie. How'd she get killed? And you started getting conditioned for it with other films in the franchise, but that first one was like, whoa, this is nuts all the way around. And yeah, that was a great theater experience too. Michael Solis, you know, movie's great when you catch it randomly on TV and watch it halfway through commercials and all before you realize you're on the movie. The commercials are always the break point. It's like, wait, I can snap back to reality. I own this movie and I have to suffer through these fools and their commercials. Lawson says, I still call people up with, hello, Sydney. But mom just doesn't get it.
That's a good one.
Never say I'll be back because you won't. I'll be right back. The phone ringing on Drew made everyone. Yes, it was good stuff. And that was really fun. One of my favorite movie experiences. And for sure, that is not one like Nicole Kidman always says you have to watch it in the movie theaters. But that was a great one. Kelly Cox says, one I'd love to see in the theater would be Jaws. That could be a fun one too. Like, what movie did you see at home that you wish you could have seen in the movie theaters? All right, bro. What's your next one?
My next one is Revenge of the Sith.
Ha! I'll take that off.
So
we saw it together, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was there.
You know, you're just...
I was not there. Everyone in the chat, I was not there.
It's like he's going in the chat typing. I really wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
But seeing that was, we had heard about Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Oh, that's a duel. Okay, yeah. It's not gonna live up to the hype. It did. Oh, I want to see.
Hot Fuzz. Jace has it. I'm a Hot Fuzz guy.
But you just seeing all this stuff, we think we know how this is going to play out, and it still exceeded expectation. Seeing that, and I think we all see stuff, especially we see these really big IMAX theaters now. We take it for granted. Seeing that in the Uptown was a really great thing. It was like that picture was awesome. This is where the fun begins. It was so like, oh wow, this is even starting off cool. And I don't know how many times I watched the animated Clone Wars before May the 5th to watch that movie. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready for this thing. And seeing all of, the lightsaber duel, Obi-Wan and Anakin is not getting touched, and they're just like, no, this is the thing you heard about all the time, and it was perfect. So that's my next one.
Yeah, great. Let's see.
No.
IP Man didn't even cost $35. Yeah. To echo that, we got to watch that in like the massive theater in our area. It's just one screen and it has balcony seats, and we got to sit in the balcony. So that was really fun. Wow. You been to the Uptown, Chief?
No, I was thinking maybe my phone wasn't working that day.
I think you were at a funeral when we asked you if you wanted to go.
Yeah, I might have been at a funeral. You know what I mean? I may have been.
Yeah, having some fun.
Hey, man, being that shoulder.
You can't spell funeral without fun.
You know what I mean?
All right. Chief, what's your next one?
Devil's Advocate. Man, I love that movie. You know, hey, he doesn't lose, he wins. That's what he does. He wins. You know what I mean? And that movie, man, that movie was amazing. Great.
They're taking it back, folks.
Hey, man, I win, man. So that was definitely my like a movie I would love to go see for the first time again.
I mean, as Jeff mentioned last week, Al Pacino was a force in that movie. That was a great performance. I think he, like Jeff said, he would have definitely been up for actor, not supporting actor. He was so good in that.
As soon as you left out, he went upstairs to smoke crack with Maria. You know, on your special.
Did you just send that to me, that clip? Or did I just happen to watch it on Twitter? Because I just saw it like maybe even yesterday.
No.
Oh, okay. Man, I just saw it on Twitter then. It was wild that you referenced that exact one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Quiet Place. That's a good one.
Quiet Place was good.
See, The Recruit was where I was starting to feel like, I felt like he was starting to act like Al Pacino, but that was like the first one. So now, guys, of course you can say whatever you like to say here. No, this is some like outlandish movie, but no, you can say that for sure.
Have you guys seen Avatar: Way of the Water?
No.
You, Jace?
I will see it for the first time when I see it.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen it either.
I should watch that for a movie night. My next one is and I've waited patiently. I didn't immediately go to this. Avengers: Infinity War.
Really?
That joy in the movie theater was. Gosh, you hear this drop so many times after the snap, and I was loving the movie. You know, I was like, "This is the event," because I felt like I was a little disappointed a little bit with Age of Ultron, because I was like, dude, why can't you just let him say Avengers Assemble? Why is Quicksilver the speedster? I will never get over that. That was like the dumbest thing. But this one, and Thor was Thor, finally. We hadn't seen him be this character in the movies, where he was like, oh, the Avengers are having a hard time. Let me come and save the day. I'm the big hammer. I'm going to be all the cavalry this team needs. And he came through, bring me Thanos. I was like, yes, dude. Like, it was hype in the theater. Everybody's like, yeah, because we hadn't seen our heroes lose in a movie like this. And everyone's like, oh man, it's about to be great. Here he comes. He's got it. He's got the joint, and he's coming through. And Thanos is like, what? All this power.
Should have aimed for the head.
Bam. And it's like the theater gets dead quiet. Like they're at one of Chief's funerals. And everybody's like, what? And it was like, that was great the first time, and watching it again with people who were watching it for the first time was also fun, because they were like not expecting that to happen at all. But that first time was incredible, because I hadn't seen a film just totally had the fans, the audience so hyped. And so immediately pull the rug out from under them. And they're just like, this is not supposed to happen. Not Black Panther. I mean, people were like losing it. You could hear the sniffles and people crying. And not that it's like, oh, this is fun because people were crying, but it's like people are so invested in these Marvel movies that this snap has totally got them fully hooked and invested. Like, what did you just do? So it was amazing. So that's it. Let's do one more round, Jace.
All right. I'm gonna do it. I know where we're going. I don't care. My next one was Avengers Endgame. I mean, when you hear
I know that scene in particular.
I mean, again, you get oh yes. But when you actually get, on your left, and then you see Avengers Assemble, and that big giant blow off fight of Thanos, that was 22 movies in the making. And it lit again when the movies lived up, exactly. And you see it that first time. And okay. But you seeing the Avengers doing all the things.
Wanatonka, right? Wait. Wanatonka.
Minnetonka. Minnetonka. Yeah.
I don't know why it came to mind.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember. Yeah. But yeah, just meaning when they actually come up with the idea how they come back and bring the Avengers back and everybody back, and you're just like, hey, we're gonna do it together. Yeah. Like, I mean, that was just
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Minnetonka, yes. And what I also like was watching that, because that's on mine too, is that moment where Thor kills Thanos and we're like, whoa! And then it goes to 5 years later, it's like, what? We were lost it at that point in the movie. And
we were like, oh no, this is get back. No, here's the consequences. I mean, especially after years of being trained and watching movies. Oh, bad guys don't win. Don't worry. We saw what happened in Return of the Jedi. They got this. 5 years later. Oh, it still sucks. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And then your poor elbow. I was like, this is it. This is finally where I'm gonna hear this in a movie theater watching this movie. Avengers. And Simba.
Yes. Again, and just like the fight. I mean, the weird thing is Cap versus Thanos is one of the best fights of that. And you were just like, wait, oh, he got the hammer. He got the hammer. Like, there were just so many geek out moments in that movie. That, like I said, just he's gonna say the line. He's gonna say the line.
Don't apologize for it either.
Oh man, not at all.
David Thanos says, I'll give you Spidey, but that Fast and Furious, where it was for Paul, was tough. Yeah. Gosh, that was. And I see you again.
Yeah. I mean, especially like seeing get that the soundtrack at the end was like, good song.
Perfect song choice. All right, Chief, what's your last one?
The Last Dragon.
That's so funny. Someone actually said that. And I was like, oh, there's no way anyone's going to say that. So I'll post a comment.
Man, I love The Last Dragon, man. Vanity. Show enough, man. Who's the master scene. It was just a good, you look like a master to me, and I always picture my face there. Like, So yeah, that was when I was young, man. I used to love that movie, bro. Used to love that movie, and if I could go back and see it again at that age, and I still watch it when it comes on TV. So I do love it, man. The Last Dragon. The soundtrack was, you know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
Bloodsport.
Oh man, that was a good one. That's a great movie.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. I mean, Falcons Falcon enough. I would like to see Basic Instinct for the first time again. This time. Yeah. Is it hot in here? Is it me? Bruce Leroy got it on DVD. American Ninja.
Oh, that was fun.
Yes. Action Jackson was scene number 2. All right, let's see here. Which one will I go with?
I mean, there's a couple ones that didn't make. I mean, I didn't get to go with, and I think they're on your list, man.
All right, why don't you go with yours? Just the titles of the movie.
GoldenEye.
Not that. I can always watch that, and it's still awesome.
Memento.
That is on the list because don't trust them. Who are you talking about?
Man,
that's a payoff, big time. Let's see. All right, so the other ones that I have on my list, and I'm not going to go into any more detail. Primal Fear, Fast and Furious 6, because the hanger fight, the legit tag team match with Vin Diesel and The Rock against their counterparts was amazing. We even had the whole Legion of Doom close on that. I was like, this is amazing. And I did not care how ridiculous it was. I was like, this movie's awesome. But my choice, because Primal Fear, I think this guy's gonna have a future in movies. So good. Yes. Right. Napoleon Dynamite. That's true. Baby Driver. I did enjoy Baby Driver.
I didn't. So I like that.
Mark A says, I go see the Lord of the Ring movie several more times for the first time, especially Fellowship. Mark A, really fast. When I went to see Return of the King, for a press screening, the reel broke. And they said it was going to take an hour for them to fix it. And we were at a theater that had good food, so we got good food and waited an hour for them to fix it. Then the next time, I'm trying to think. So I think the first time was when Frodo and Sam went to the spider's lair. And then there was another time it broke. And they were like, same deal, it's going to be an hour. Okay, whatever. We're too hooked to go and leave this movie. But that's the one movie I don't want to see for the first time ever again because it was a long movie experience, like 5 hours. But my actual last one, Chief did mention it already. And Identity. I liked Identity. Frailty is Kill Bill Volume 1. I was amazed what Tarantino did in that one from the opening act where it's like, wait, what? This fight scene in the house is crazy. The soundtrack was awesome. And I always liked Uma Thurman in stuff. But this is the first time I was like, yo, she could actually do this. She was great. And the whole anime interlude with Orinishi, that was great. And I don't know, I thought they were just a really well done set of bad guys. Where it's like, these guys are some jerks. Bill Fishers. And that battle with the crazy 88s, and then going into the snow, getting her a Toro Hanzo blade. The whole thing is great. And I love that last part. Does she know? No, she doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I love that movie. And Volume 2 is a disappointment. Man.
If they could figure out how to switch that bud scene around, I think that, I mean, because you're so much like El Driver. It's like, wait a minute. So the greatest warrior gets down to you? She gets beat by your sorry tail? Oh, man.
Yeah, so it was wild. All right, now it's that time for your nominees for Dummies of the Week. There are several this week. And Chief, I've got to assume you're going to go with the award winner who will never, ever be defeated. Jace, while Chief is queuing it up, who is yours?
All right, I'm trying. I got to go do a little coin flip in my head. Which idiot gets this one? All right, since we are on a movie file podcast, I will not talk about my sports dummy of the week that is so ridiculous. My dummy of the week is the fact that the Oscars finally decided that the Oscar voters need to actually watch all the movies in a category before actually casting a vote for the category. So for 90 some odd years, they decided, oh yeah, so-and-so is going to win. Did you watch the movie? No, I didn't even watch that one. It got my vote. Now they have to go into press screenings. They have to go into screenings, or they have to show them actually spinning paperwork that shows they actually were at a screening and actually watched the movie. So now you won't be seeing the annual Martin Scorsese Award for this movie you know you didn't watch. It was so great and dynamic. I sat through all 5 hours of it. That's not going to happen anymore because they're like, yeah, I don't have 5 hours to watch a movie I didn't actually like. So now we should actually begin. If you want to watch an awards show that they actually have to, hey, this is probably a good movie. Now you can probably watch the Oscars after so many years of getting trash ones and not giving the Oscar voter like Malcolm X the actual awards because they didn't watch the movie.
We knew they were lying anyway. Like, you ever see an Oscar movie that you'd be like, oh, this joint is garbage. This joint is garbage. Pure garbage. And you'd be like, yo, that's the winner? That's gonna win it, huh? Dude, honestly, Nosferatu. I don't even know how.
I like Nosferatu.
Man, I don't care what you like, sir. That movie was garbage. Garbage. That movie was garbage. You waited all that time, all that silliness. All that silliness. I can't get off her before the daylight comes in. I said, oh boy. I said, look, man, that joint, it was stupid. It was stupid. This dude here has been alive thousands of years. And this is what catches them? This is what catches them? Nosferatu? That's your Oscar winner?
He only won for best cinematography.
It should have won for anything.
Come on, man.
Anything.
It didn't look like it won best picture.
Garbage. Garbage. It was the what would an artiste do if they could do a vampire movie? Hey man, I'm trying to tell you, man. It's just, you know what I mean? One of those people like Eric Benet dude always walking around barefoot. Like if he produced a vampire movie, I'll make it a love story. And we won't kill the vampire in the condition.
Why did Eric Benet catch strays for no reason?
Because he walks around barefoot. And what I'll have is the love and the lust in his heart is so much that as the sun comes up, he's like, I've got to keep feeding on this woman. I can't get off her. And that's the artistic way. And I was like, yo, hey, bro, it was just stupid. It was stupid. And I was like, Oscar, I've never been so bored watching a vampire movie. Exactly. And you know how the substance was. You know, the old white substance crap. Listen, man. Yeah, it was, Nosferatu. I don't even want to talk about it no more. So mad. I'm so, because I paid for the movie thinking it was going to be good. Oh, hey, shorty, this joint got a little Oscar joint. Let's go watch it. And at the end of it, she was just looking at me.
And the funny thing is, we know it's like when you actually pick the bad movie, you're like,
yeah,
I'm gonna hear about this. Like,
yeah, because what happens is now she doesn't trust your judgment. And that's all it takes is one bad movie and you've lost your judgment because you don't build equity. I ain't build no equity with my lady ever. Not one time. There's no equity. I've known her forever. I've never built no equity. So the first time I mess up, it's like, you know what I mean? There's no equity built. It's like reaching into your snake's tank. He don't know you. You know what I mean? He's gonna punish you every time you reach in there. Oh, what is this? A hand coming down? Oh, I don't know this hand. I've never seen it before in my life. I will strike at it. So she just looked at me. I don't think you should pick the movies anymore. And what could I say? We just watched 2 hours of garbage. You're right. Maybe I shouldn't pick the movies anymore.
You're right, though.
You know what I mean? You know? So the last few movies have just been love stories. So guess what? Now I got to sit there and watch it. I don't even want to talk about it.
I'm glad to see you moved on from that experience. Yes. My nominee for Dummy of the Week are all these box office experts who were hit up with a real surprise that Sinners won the box office. Really? What film outside of his first film has Ryan Coogler not led at the box office? 1. 2, he was reunited with Michael B. Jordan, who he always does well with at the box office. That's his dude. And they're like, we expected a Minecraft movie to keep dominate. Why? I mean, come on, that movie looks silly. And they're like, oh man, well, it only made, what was it? It only made
$60 million,
48 million domestically and 63 million globally. So will it make its $90 million budget? Who knows? That's gonna happen because there's nothing else at the theaters. And it was so whack because if this were an Oscar film, it'd be celebrated for making 12 million because it wasn't something they expected to do well. And as a small little asterisk to that Dummy of the Week, there's one critic right now on Rotten Tomatoes who has a negative review for it. That's when you decide, I want to be that lame critic who everyone talks to, and I'm not mentioning your name. And just because I want to be different, I want people to read my review and be like, that's barely a negative review.
Oh yeah.
No buys, no clicks.
Yeah, when they do what is it? What it has to be over 51% positive to get fresh?
Something like that.
Yeah, and it probably is like the 1% under, just so everybody goes, they'll go to Rotten Tomato and then click on the review just to get this person a whole bunch of clicks. Like, lame.
Yeah.
Obviously, I do appreciate when some of them get like that 90 million that isn't going to actually make its budget back. Like some of the celebrities clap back. Like, are you kidding me? Like, shut up. Like, it's a movie that made, if it's a superhero movie, it usually drops 50%. So the next week it will make its budget back. Like, just trying to like, man, that was basically I'm trying not to curse on this, but they were trying to shit on it for no reason. It's like, we didn't want this movie to do well. That's all that was.
Everybody got the poop bucket.
And I wouldn't have, and that's their first official sponsor, Chief. Just putting it out there. All right. What is your nominee, good sir? And I feel like I know, but let's hear why.
No, it's not that guy. It's not my usual guy because I don't even want to touch that. You know what I mean? Some things even I won't go near, but I will touch the other dummy.
Well, did you see his tweet today?
No, I didn't. I don't never want to see it. I want him to go somewhere and stay there until
by himself.
And then, right. And then when he reads in the paper that I have passed, then he can come back out.
The day after Superman's release, right?
Well, hopefully I won't pass that early, but I may. But old bungling big head lunkhead. Don't you say that, Skip. Don't you say that. Oh, Sterling Shaw.
Sterling. Don't put Sterling in this. He has nothing to do with this.
It's Shannon. Sterling is
Shannon Shaw. My fault. Shannon Shaw. I'm sorry. I got the wrong one. What you think, Skip? Anyway, so you almost 60, bro. You almost 60. You chasing the bag, and the thing you want to do is a 20-year-old OnlyFans girl. Like, I don't understand it. I won't understand it. You are in position to win, and I'm out here just messing up the bag. Skip, I'm messing up the bag bad. My lawyers have made me put out a statement. Here it goes. It was all consensual. These allegations coming after me. She is the same lawyer that went after Jay-Z. I'm like, look, bro, you sound stupid as hell, first of all. because you shouldn't have been messing with no 20-year-old. She's not even mentally ready for what is happening to her. Then
I'll say that again. Yep. She's not ready for what's about to mentally happen.
Well, what I'm saying is
phrasing.
Yeah, you're not ready, yo. You're not ready. This type of money, this type of thing, it unlocks. You're not mature enough to handle the situation. And he should have known better. You have put yourself out there. You've worked your way from really. I can't. From what 4 years ago, nobody knew where the hell Shannon Sharp was. You know what I mean? Nobody cared what Shannon Sharp.
At best. I mean, he was a co-host of the show.
You know what I mean? But I'm saying until the skip thing. I mean, the Undisputed. Nobody paid attention to where Shannon Sharp was doing. So you came on. This, that, you've elevated yourself, you got your podcast, you got all these things going for you, bro. And then you want to decide to blow the bag. Just, how old are you? 20? Well, you know what? I'd like that. You got OnlyFans too? Yeah. I think the 20-year-old and OnlyFans both would look good for me. Let me long-term date you. That's what I need to do. And now, that's what he sound like to me, man. Whenever this fool talk, come on now, come on. Do you have a tighter sweater? Is that the tightest sweater you got? Well, give me the extra small. So, and I'm not. Listen, I don't.
Okay, Bill Belichick technically has a younger woman, a whole lot younger than Shannon Sharp's. I mean, the age difference is.
How old is she though? How old?
Bill Belichick in his 70s.
But how old is the girl?
I think she's 20.
Early 20s.
Oh man, it pops up. 24-year-old, yes.
So she's 24.
He's 73. He's just like, listen, I ain't got much time left.
Yeah, I listen. If it goes bad for Bill Belichick, is she 26?
She's 24.
Oh, listen. If it goes bad for Bill Belichick, I'll be the first one to tell you he was stupid too, right? But she's not an OnlyFans girl.
True.
Okay. At 20, she's not even old enough to drink, bro. At least Bill Belichick's girl can have
the age gap between the two of them.
Hey, bro, I'm not saying it's right.
No, it's just hilarious because if he was dating a 48-year-old, it
still would be a gap.
I'm saying though,
that's 3. His girl is 3 times less aged than him. It would take 3 of her to actually get to his age.
Yeah, well, she's not an OnlyFans girl. She's able to drink. So let's start with that. So yeah, Shannon, I'm not saying, if it's not true, I hope he beats the charges or whatever the he doesn't lose a dime in being sued. But I hope this is a lesson for him. Because he's just been on top of a lot of stupid things lately.
I mean, like Monique was trying to tell him, you might not want to mess around. And after what was it? Instagram Live. He's like, all right, delete the phone. I mean, no, technically, it was a good thing he did not delete his phone, but maybe kind of take a step back for a little bit. You need to chill out a little bit.
Yeah, it's just the choices is yours, man. The bag is what you fumbling, and I'm not going to fumble the bag. I'm going to fumble this bag for OnlyFans girl. I'm just going to go out here and I'm not going to just sleep with her once and then try to just slide her off to the side. I'm going to date her full time now. I'm out here. I'm out here. What you think there, man? What you think, Ocho? What you think, Ocho? Huh? I'll go out there, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna go out there and do what I do. And I'm just like, man, this dude is wild. Yeah. I mean, what are you talking? You smiling and shucking and jiving? Listen, man, go ahead, stop all that stupidness. Stop dating 20-year-olds. Stop dating only fangirls. Get your stuff in order, man. You gone too far to drop the bag now, man. And I feel like that's what you're doing, man. You just fumbling the bag, getting your name tarnished. You know what I mean? And all for what? All for what, bro? Oh, I'm the only one in the show now. Well, look, guys, listen, this is I was about to change this. I was about to change the show. I'm not going to change it any longer. They are back.
We never left. Just give you the
Yeah.
There is another joke in there, but we are going to not share that one.
This is now Bailey Smoothie Files. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, man, we're going to try to change this thing around. Hey guys. So yeah, man. Dummy of the week, man. Dummy of the week. You should have had your business better taken care of. Bro, that's when you get the bag like that. That's when you not on TV and no one knows you. But not for a dude who's out there. Everybody knows him.
Everywhere.
Like, you know what I mean? That's just dumb. That's just dumb, man. And there's nothing in common at almost 60 years old that you have with a 20. What do you can't talk to him about anything.
Jeff, I'm going to need you to insert the line from The Dark Knight from the club.
What makes you think I'm going to hear you talk?
I don't think this is a relationship or a meeting of the minds.
Well, but this is the thing. He was in a relationship with her, kinda. He was with her for 7 or 8 months. You got to hear her talk in that time. If he had said, well, I met her one night, I left the club with her, we did what we did, I never called her again, I don't understand why this is going on, I say, oh yeah, okay. But like she asking him for a baby, they're talking. You know what I mean? A girl ever asked you for a child and you never spoke to her? You didn't really have no conversation, it was light conversation? What you doing? So they're about to come through. I need that baby. What? Hello? That doesn't happen. If your girl's asking for a baby, you've had conversations. I've never, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, listen, I'll be through in about a half an hour. I need a child. You need a what? What do you do after that? Hey, listen, I got something else to do. My mom called. She need me to make a few errands for her. I ain't going to be able to come through. Because if you don't know her and you're not having that conversation, well, listen, bro, I'm not saying what they talk about. I'm just saying I know I can imagine what it is to talk to a kid versus what it is to talk to an adult. And I don't think 20 years old, you know what I mean? I know
for relationship purposes.
Yeah. I don't think that, how far are you mentally from a 17-year-old at 20? Not far. Not far. So, yep, dummy of the week. Yep. Dummy of the week. You have made it, Shannon Sharp, to the damn dummy of the week. And enjoy it, bro. I hope you're not there next week. I hope we can look forward to you not being there next week.
Hopefully, we can avoid seeing the Giants or the 49ers or the Broncos on here next week, too.
Let's hope for the Broncos. They got a little smug.
What do we do?
You know what, man? You know what you did? You were a Bronco fan. You've never been to Denver.
Jeff, that was from Waiting. What did I do?
Yes. That was a good movie. We should watch Waiting. I got to find something we can all watch because the rage just keeps messing us around. All right. Well, fellas, thank you as always. We've got epic rant soon to be delivered exclusive to you soon. Let's see. Let's thank everybody hanging out with us again on another Wednesday night. King Collector, Ryan Daly, Michael Solis, David Thanos, Blake Tarpley, Van Wilder, Blake Tarpley, Jamelin Parks, Lost in Wallace, Snowglare, Snake Eyes,
Mr. Green,
James Green, Kelly Cox, Mark A,
Skew Raider.
Yes. Let's see. Is there anybody? Angela
Jenkins on there. We had a lady watcher today, which was exciting. You know what I mean? Miss Jenkins.
A lady watcher.
Everyone's here, they just don't comment, which is weird. Michael Solis.
All right. Well, yeah, because since you won't be hanging out with us tomorrow on Lyles Figure Files, have a great birthday, bro shot. And on the rest of y'all, of course, I'll be back on here for another show. Since
what time you doing all the Lyles Movie Files? I mean, Lyles Figure Files tomorrow.
8:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh,
I'm recording the draft.
Oh, Devin Bernard.
Devin B, yes, absolutely. So that way I don't have to worry about, hey, let's look at this team that I don't care about. So I just fast forward through to the Niners. Makes the draft so much faster.
Okay.
So much faster. Yeah. But I'm sure the guys will be watching their team. They're probably. What'd you say?
Happy birthday. Just thanking them.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you as always, guys. Hopefully we figure out something. I'm gonna have to scour through. Oh, Aqua Bay says I'm watching.
Aqua Bay. All right.
Speaking of that, send me your image of Silver Age Superman. Oh, nice. I want to see that for sure. Go through, Chief. He's gonna watch.
Come through where, sir?
He's watching.
Not tomorrow. He won't. Listen, man. Y'all have a good time though. I'll be sitting there watching the draft, man.
There you go.
I've been waiting for the draft for 4 months, and I shall continue to watch it.
I'm looking forward to the end of it.
Listen,
so Saturday will be a great day. That way they can stop the speculation. We can just
Well, we need some players, man. You know what I mean?
Same.
I hope the Broncos draft DeMarcus Dingleberry. First round.
Just for the name. All right, fellas. Thank you all. Thank you all out there for watching. This episode of Lyles Movie Files has been filed.